No, don't go back there. Stay here, stay. Don't, oh my god, okay. Have you ever gotten a kitten lost in your car? Well, I did. And this isn't clickbait, this actually happened to me. It was maybe 3 weeks ago. So basically what happened was I was getting ready to go to my voice lesson because I take singing lessons. So I went in my car and I started the car and I heard this squeaking noise. And I'm like, that's weird. It's probably the engine of my car. So I'm like, cool, guess I have to take it to the mechanic if this keeps happening. So I was driving to my voice lesson and every once in a while I'd hear that squeaking noise, but it would stop and then I'm like, okay, I don't know what that is. I don't have time to look at it now. I need to go to my voice lesson. So I parked the car, went to my voice lesson. I got back out, started the car again, and I heard the squeaking noise again. I'm like, what is that? But I was like, okay, like, I don't know what this noise is, but I just need to go home. So I had to drive into this parking lot to do a U-turn. Then this lady came and walked up to my car and I'm like, oh my god, she's going to yell at me because I'm on private property. So I was getting like all defensive and I was like, okay. So she was like, came up to my window and I rolled my window down and she looked in and she said, do you have a cat? I'm like, no, I don't have a cat. Why? And then she's like, I think you have a cat in your car. And I was like, what do you mean? No, I don't. And then she's like, yeah, like this happens. Can you park your car for a second? And then I'm like, okay. So I parked my car and she's like, yeah, no, this happens sometimes. Sometimes kittens or cats will go up into your car like underneath your engine and like just chill there because it's nice and warm. They typically do it in the winter. So she said, it's kind of weird they're doing it right now, but I mean, I don't know what to tell you. So I was like, okay. And then, so we parked the car and she's like, and then she opened up we opened up the hood and I was like, oh my god, do you think this kitten's okay? Why is there a kitten in here? So then we looked in and like, I don't see it. And she looked in and was like, I see it, it's down there. And I was like, oh my god, so there's a kitten in my car. And I was like, do you think it's okay? Because I've been driving around. And she's like, yeah, it's fine. The kitten will be fine. Just, you can't keep her in there, otherwise bad things could happen. But right now it's fine. I'm like, okay, cool. And then she's like, okay, so then she starts reaching in and she's like trying to grab the kitten. And I'm like, I'm gonna call the Humane Society. So I was calling the Humane Society and when I called them, they were just kind of laughing because they're like, I guess this doesn't happen often, maybe. So I was trying to call the Humane Society and I was like, do you guys have any like useful advice? And they're like, oh, that's so funny. I can't believe that happened. I'm like, well, it did. So do you guys have any advice to get this kitten out of my engine? So they were just kind of laughing and telling me, yeah, just like use calm words and like try to get it out and lure it out. I'm like, okay, do you have any tuna? I'm like, no, I'm in a parking lot. So I talked to the woman's daughter, like I was trying to make small talk with her because I don't really know what to say in this situation other than like, why is there a kitten in my engine? Basically the woman was able to reach in and we got her out. And then the girl in the Humane Society is like, oh, that's great, just bring her in. And so basically we put the kitten in. It was like a kitten, actually. I didn't even talk about it. It was so cute. It was this gray little cute kitten. It was like adorable. I was like astonished that that thing was in my trunk. And it just kind of came out and it was like so cute. So we put it in the blue bin. We put the towel over the kitten. And then I said, is it going to be okay in here? And she's like, yeah. So basically what happens is kittens, like it's a kitten, so it may not want to stay in there for too long, but it might jump out and walk around in your back seat. But that's okay, because once you get to the Humane Society, just put her back in the box and bring her in. I'm like, okay, cool. So the Humane Society was literally a 5 or 7 minute drive. Like it was not a long drive. But I put the kitten in the box, I started the car, I started driving to the Humane Society. But then when I looked into the back seat, I did not see it. And I'm like, that's weird. Where'd the kitten go? But then I remembered what the lady said, and she said it might walk around in my back seat. And I'm like, okay, fine. So I got to the Humane Society, I parked the car, I opened up the back seat and I looked for her, and I could not find her. I did not know where this kitten went. I checked the back seat, I checked the front seat, I'm like, oh my god, where's this kitten? So then I went into the Humane Society and I explained the situation and they were laughing, and then I went and I'm like, hey, I'm the one with the kitten in my engine, but she's in my car now and I can't find her, and they just started laughing. like, well, can you help me instead of laughing? This isn't funny. There's a kitten lost in my car. Sorry, she called a lady and she came out and she kind of looked through the car with me for 15 minutes and she's like, okay, well, I don't see the kitten. You don't see the kitten. Basically, I think that what happened was maybe when you were, sorry, my legs are starting to hurt. Maybe when you were looking for the kitten, you opened the door and the kitten ran out. And then I was like so upset. I'm like, oh my god, okay. So she said, there's nothing we can do right now. We're gonna give you a carrying case and maybe just put some tuna in the back seat of your car. And then if the kitten comes out overnight, you know it's still in there, or if the tuna's eaten. So I'm like, okay. My roommates and I were like all my roommates knew about what was happening. So they were all being very helpful and like trying to help me look for her. So I went out in the morning and the tuna was eaten and the cat was lying, sleeping on the backseat of my car. And I'm like, oh, it's so cute. It was like it looked so adorable. It was just this little kitten sleeping in the backseat of my car. But I was like, I knew she was still in here. Like, there's no way. I was very careful when I was opening the doors. And I also would have noticed if a kitten bolted out. I'm not that oblivious. But they were like, no, he probably just ran out. I'm like, no, I would have noticed. But whatever. So basically, she was so cute. I tried to open the back, so I opened the door. I woke her up by accident, and then she bolted, and I'm like, where did she go? Like, still in the car. I'm like, where did the kitten go? So basically, I looked, and I saw that she was going, you know where the pedals are under your car? She was going up into my dashboard. How was I supposed to know she was hiding there? So basically, she went up into the dashboard and she would not come out. She came out like a couple times, but every time she came out, we tried to grab her and she would just go back up there. So I was like, oh my god, how am I gonna get this kitten out? I called 5 people. I called the Waterloo Police. I called the Humane Society, which were closed on Sundays. I called the Emergency Humane Society line. I called Animal Control. I called my vet friend, my friend who's studying to be a vet. I called 2 mechanics. Basically, we did not know what to do. So the Humane Society was closed, so we called the Humane Society hotline, which is open from like 1 to 4 on Sunday. So this guy comes out and he's like, just gives me a live trap. Like, we couldn't really do much. And I was like, why didn't you guys just give me this the other day? And he's like, well, we didn't know that the kitten was still in there. I'm like, okay. So we put the live trap in the backseat of my car and he said, just wait overnight. But I did not want to wait overnight, not again, because it was a hot day out, and I remembered in the Humane Society they said don't leave your pets in the car, and I think that's kind of like, I agree with that. You should never leave your dog in the car with the windows, like, at all. Like, even if the windows are rolled down, like, well, if you're going to do that, leave the windows rolled down, but just don't do it. Just don't leave your pets in the car. It's a bad idea. So I always knew that, and we never left my dog in the car alone. So it didn't make sense to me that I would leave this kitten in the car all day long. And I was so scared because the kitten was up in my, what's that word? Sorry. The kitten was like in my car where I was, so I didn't want to start the car, but I had to a couple times to drive it into the shade, and I was so nervous driving. Like, it was just like up and down my parking lot, but it had to be in the shade because the car could overheat. So, fortunately, a couple days earlier, I had to get my car jump-started. So I called this mechanic, and then there was this guy that came out, even though he was done working, and he was super sweet and jump-started my car. And he said, yeah, I was done my shift, but I heard that you were stranded, so I decided to come help. And he was so nice, and he said, if you need, because jump-starting's not expensive, shouldn't be expensive, so if you need help again, here's my number, call my number instead of the mechanic, and I will come help you for free or for like a really low price. I'm like, cool, thanks. So he was super nice. So basically I called him and I was like, hey, do you think that, like, and I explained the situation, like, I have a kitten stuck in my car. How much do you think it's gonna cost for me to get it out? And then the mechanic's like, I'll just do it for free today. I'm like, awesome. So the mechanic came over and all of my roommates were standing outside like, what's gonna happen? So we opened up the dashboard and we still didn't see the kitten. Basically, she climbed up so high into the dashboard. Like, we would still hear her though. She climbed up so high into the dashboard that we couldn't even reach at her. So it took us like maybe 45 minutes to get her out. So basically, like, she would, like, when she was on, like, the passenger side, she would, like, go up into the dashboard and then switch to the driver's side, like, in the dashboard. I'm like, what is happening? So basically, this mechanic was a lifesaver and was able to open up the dashboard and pull the kitten out. This kitten caused me a lot of stress over 2 days. Like, basically, like, demolished any plans I had for the weekend. We pulled her out, and then she just came out, she's like, meow. And she looked so cute. I'm like, you little devil, you're an adorable devil. You literally caused so much trouble, and then you come out looking adorable, and we can't be mad at you. And then she was, like, scared and shaking, and it was really cute, and, like, she was adorable, and I was so happy he saved her. Basically, he ended up saying, I'm going to adopt the kitten. And I'm like, that's awesome. So he already had kittens too, so it was so cute. So basically he named her after, well, an abbreviation of my car. My car is a Suzuki Swift, so he named her So-So. So we gave her the carrying case the Humane Society gave us. He drove home, and So-So was hanging out with other kittens. Unfortunately, he couldn't keep her, so she ended up going back to the Humane Society, and they're taking care of her now, and they're gonna put her up for adoption. And she was so cute. And basically, that was my weekend 3 weeks ago. I was kind of mad at the Humane Society, though, because I felt they weren't very helpful. I found the mechanic was more helpful than the Humane Society. And they work with animals. And he has a animal. Like a pet. That's different. So I don't know. I just found some irony in that. But yeah, basically, moral of the story is check under your hood before you start driving. Honk your car before you start driving, because I'm doing that every time now. And yeah, sometimes, oh, also, the big thing is don't give up, because a lot of people throughout that time were saying just wait it out, or if the kitten dies, you're gonna have to pay for the mechanic to, like, take the dead kitten out of your car, and they were saying all this nasty stuff. I'm like, no, get this kitten out of my car. I want it to go to a nice home. Like, I don't want this kitten to die. So basically, moral of the story is, if you call a lot of people and you think outside the box, eventually someone will have a solution. And you just have to be resourceful, and you just have to, like, not give up. It was weird. It was a weird situation, but I'm very happy it happened because I got to see the kitten and it was adorable. But, yeah, it didn't work out. I tried to adopt her, but my landlord said no because it said no pets. But everyone on my floor wanted her, and no one was allergic, and she was so cute. But my landlord said no. I'm like, fine. But whatever. That's whatever, fine. She's gonna go to a good home, and I got pictures of her, and she's so cute. So yeah, that was basically the moral of the story. I used to think that my life wasn't interesting enough to vlog, but that happened. I'm like, okay, my life is interesting. I guess I can vlog every once in a while. I don't know how often, because, like, that's, like, the first time something interesting happened to me in a while. But, like, we'll see. Okay, so stay tuned this week. I'm gonna start taking this channel more seriously. Click the subscribe button, click the like button, and I'm gonna start posting content. I'm gonna post content every day this week. That's my goal. And I'm gonna continue posting monologues. I'm going to post a couple more vlogs because I have a couple, like, vlogs / how-to videos / comedy skits. I'm going to also post some, because I'm an English major, I'm going to post some analysis / summaries of some of the books, like Shakespeare and, like, some novels I'm reading that you guys will probably likely be studying in class. I'm in my 3rd year of university, so I'm gonna just come up with some analysis videos, because I know for myself, when I'm reading Shakespeare, you can bet I didn't just read the play. I watched several YouTube videos to understand what was happening. Because even though I'm in my 3rd year of university, I still don't know what's happening half the time. And that's common. Like, most people in my classes are like, yeah, we don't know what's happening right now, but yay, Shakespeare. So yeah, I'm gonna post a couple of those, so stay tuned. Hope you liked my video, and if this, comment below if you're a cat person. If this rare occurrence has ever happened to you, comment below. If you have any other weird, funny cat stories, comment below. Honestly, I'm up for all of them. Anything, even dog stories. I have a dog. I've never had a cat. This was weird for me, but it was fun. Okay, anyway, I'm gonna go. Bye.